This is side 1 of the third structural awareness tape. It deals with balancing the shoulder girdle and lengthening the neck. Begin by lying on a carpeted surface on your back with your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. We'll begin by reviewing the pelvic lift. So bring your feet and knees together. Then just let your tail turn under and lift by bringing your knees forward. You only need to be about 2 inches from the floor, and you want to feel a stretch all the way up through your head. Then just bring your waistline back to the floor, straight back to the floor so your stomach is very flat and inside you. Then take a breath all the way up through the top of your head and really get a sense of lengthening your neck from your waistline. Then, keeping your waistline anchored to the floor, gently reach down with one arm and slide your elbow point out and in and out a little bit. Then repeat that with your other arm, reaching gently and slide your elbow point out and in and out a little bit. Then again, keeping your waistline back, breathe all the way up through the top of your head. Have a good sense of lengthening your neck. I'm really emphasizing the lengthening of the neck because this session will focus on the shoulder girdle and the neck. Then you can complete the pelvic lift by just allowing your sacrum to go back to the floor and letting go of your tail. Then, keeping your palms to the floor, slide your arms out until they're horizontal from your shoulder girdle. At this point, the position your body is assuming is like that of a cross. Your arms should be horizontal, coming out from your shoulder girdle. You can turn your head to take a look to make sure that your arms are not too high or too low. Then begin to pay attention to your breathing in this position. As you breathe up, become aware of your ribs widening throughout your torso. Feel your rib cage expand as your inhale moves up your line. See if you can even feel your ribs moving right underneath your armpits with your arms stretched out wide and horizontal. And notice the place in your inhale where you feel your breath expanding so wide that it seems to flow through your shoulder girdle out into your upper arms. I call that moment of the inhale the peak of the inhale. There's a sense of the inhale being at its fullest, and the energy or the flow of the breath moves through the shoulder girdle out into the upper arms. At this point, your arms should still be stretched out with your palms to the floor. This is the first position for the arms, and see if you need to turn your arms to make sure that your palms exactly are flat to the floor. And the movement for the arms is coordinated with the breath. So as you inhale, when you reach the peak of your inhale and you can feel the breath flowing through your shoulder girdle, gently allow your arms to float up off the floor about 3 inches. So your whole arm lifts up and actually floats off the floor 3 inches, and then when you exhale, you gently float your arms back down to the floor, and they rest with a gentle landing. And then when you come to the next inhalation and the peak of that breath, again allow your arms to float up so that they're totally off the floor about 3 inches. and then they float down when you reach the exhalation. As you exhale, your arms float back down to the floor. Now, although you need to use muscles to actually lift your arms off the floor, the initiation of the movement should come through the breath. So when you find that place in the breath where the energy moves through your shoulder girdle and into your upper arms, that's the place to go with that feeling and float your arms off the floor. And then as you exhale, you gently allow your arms to float down through the length of the exhale, and they again rest gently on the floor. This is a slow, gentle movement. You coordinate it with your breath, and you can repeat it about 3 times. Then turn your hands 1/4 turn so that the knife of your hands are to the floor and your thumb is pointing straight up to the ceiling. By changing the position of the hand, this rotates the whole arm in the shoulder girdle. So it's a good time to check again to make sure that your arms are coming out horizontally from your shoulder girdle. Again, the movement is the same. When you reach the peak of your inhale, allow your arms to float off the floor, and then as you exhale, you can let your arms float back down to the floor gently. The key to this movement pattern is that you keep your hand clearly in the position. So for this stage of the movement, your thumb should be sticking straight up to the ceiling and the knife of your hand should be on the floor. Then when you come to another inhalation, begin again by floating your arms off the floor, using the peak of your inhale to initiate that movement. You float your arms up with the peak of your inhalation, and you allow them to float back down as you exhale. Then turn your hands one more time, so that now your hands will be palm up. Each time we take a different position, it's a 1/4 turn. So now the backs of your hands are to the floor and your palms are facing the ceiling. Check again to make sure that your arms are extended horizontally from your shoulder girdle. Find the peak of your inhale, and at that moment allow that energy flow coming through your shoulder girdle to help initiate the movement of floating your arms off the floor. Then when you exhale in that same breath, just allow your arms to float back down to the floor. So they take off gently and they land gently. And be sure to remember that you clearly have the backs of your hands to the floor so that your palms are facing up to the ceiling. And repeat this movement pattern again. With the peak of your inhale, float your arms off the floor, and gently as you exhale, allow them to float back down to the floor. Then you can turn your hands 1/4 turn again. So this time you turn them just a 1/4 turn so that your thumbs are to the floor and the knife of your hand is up to the ceiling. This is usually an awkward position for people. It's a little easier if you extend your thumbs to the floor so only your thumb is touching the floor and your arm will actually not be touching the floor. The knife of your hand is headed up toward the ceiling. Again, when you find the peak of your inhalation, use that energy flow to help lift your arms off the floor. They float up about 3 inches. And then when you come to your exhale, you can gently let them float back to the floor. Now, if this position is too uncomfortable for you to hold, you can always go back to the palms up position just to rest. But then return again to the thumbs down position and repeat this movement a few more times. Gently allowing your arms to float up off the floor as you reach the peak of your inhale, and then gently allowing your arms to float back down to the floor with your exhale. Rotate your arms back through the 4 positions. I'll review them with you. From thumbs down, rotate back to palms up. Then continue to turn a quarter turn till you come to thumbs up with the knife of your hand down. And then the last quarter turn is palms down. Then, with your palms to the floor, gently slide your arms back down to your sides. And make sure your elbow is bent gently. Then we'll repeat the pelvic lift. Just let your tail turn under and lift by bringing your knees forward. Bring your waistline straight back to the floor and take a breath up through your neck. Then gently do an arm reach, first with one arm and then the other. And as you do that, gently reaching down and sliding your elbow point out and in and out. Really feel your shoulders coming down and broadening. Then again, make sure your waistline is back to the floor and lengthen up through your neck, so you begin to get a sense of your shoulders being down and broad and your neck lengthening upward. Then just let go of your sacrum and let go of your tail and take another breath all the way up through the top of your head. Now just allow yourself to stay in this ideal pelvic lift position. And what I'd like you to do is really imagine your core Rolf line all the way up through the top of your head. And have a sense of your head being able to rotate right around that core Rolf line. And what I'd like you to do is to keep your arms and your shoulders right where they are and just turn your head as far as it will go gently toward the right. You'll be actually rotating your head right around your core Rolf line. Turn it gently, only as far as it can go comfortably. You don't need to push your head any farther than it will easily go. When you've turned it just as far as it can go very easily, then just bring your chin in gently and look down at your right shoulder. This will help you to stretch the back of your neck. Then you can just let go of that and turn your head a tiny little bit more. And now take a breath and breathe especially into your left shoulder so that you really breathe all the way up and especially send the breath into your left shoulder. Now you can very, very gently, again, just bring your chin in and look down a little bit at your right shoulder and then let go of that. And at this point you can even just think about turning your head a tiny little bit more. You don't even have to turn it. Just think about turning it. And then again, breathe into your left shoulder. Really feel the breath going in under the collarbone of your left shoulder, so you have a real sense of breathing that shoulder wide. Then we can repeat an arm reach for your left arm. So reach down gently with your fingertips, and then just slide your elbow out and in and out a little bit. And then again, breathe in into that left shoulder, really having a sense of being able to breathe and fill up that whole space of that left shoulder and actually breathe your shoulder wide. Then you can turn your head back to center. Have a sense of really rotating your head right around your core Rolf line So once again, your nose is lined up at your midline. And then just as gently, turn your head to the left, rotating your head right around your core line. You turn your head to the left just as far as it will easily go. You don't need to push it. Then just bring your chin in and look down very gently toward your left shoulder. That will help lengthen the back of your neck. Then let go of that and turn your head a little bit more. And here again you take a breath into your right shoulder, really breathing wide and feeling the air move up underneath your collarbone so that you're filling that whole right shoulder with air. Then very gently you can again bring your chin in and look down toward your left shoulder. You'll feel a little stretch, then just let go of that, and even now just think about turning your head a little bit more. You don't even have to actually turn your head, just think about turning it a tiny little bit more. And then we'll repeat an arm reach for your right arm. Gently reach down, sliding your shoulder down. Then allow your elbow to slide out and in and out a little bit. And again take a breath wide into your right shoulder, really feeling your breath widen your shoulder. Then return your head to the center, once again rotating right around your core Rolf line, and find the place where your head is on straight. This means that your nose would be lined up with your midline. Now it's important to repeat the pelvic lift at this time. After doing an arm reach with your head turned to one side, it's important to do the arm reaches with your head in the middle. Just let your tail turn under and then lift by bringing your knees forward. Bring your waistline right back to the floor. Keeping your waistline on the floor, lengthen your neck. Take a breath all the way up through your neck. Then just reach down with one arm and slide your elbow out and in and out. And repeat that again with your other arm, sliding your elbow. Then again with your waistline back, lengthen your neck using your breath. Then you can just let go of your sacrum and let go of your tail. Then gently float one knee up to your chest and put your hand on it, and then float your other knee up to your chest and put your hand on it. With resistance with both knees, bring your knees straight toward you. They'll resist you gently. And then push your knees into your hands, and your hands will resist your knees. And continue to push your knees into your hands until you find that optimum place of leverage to bring your waistline back to the floor. When you find that leverage place, really work your waistline back to the floor and lengthen all the way up through your neck. Allow your shoulders to be easy as you lengthen up through your neck. Then roll over to one side to come to a sitting position. And sit on the floor with your knees up and your feet flat on the floor right in front of you. Make sure you're sitting right on your sitting bones and take a breath all the way up through the top of your head. You can lace your hands across your knees. That will help to hold your legs together, and breathe all the way up through the top of your head. So you're sitting up as tall as you possibly can. Then just allow your head to go over and hang to the front of you. And allow your forehead to float toward your knees. You don't ever have to reach your knees, Just allow your forehead to float in that direction. This will encourage your back to curve. When you're curved over as far as is comfortable, send your breath into your upper back right between your shoulder blades. You can imagine a sun radiating from the place right between your shoulder blades, and allow that sun to radiate light and warmth with every inhale that you send into that area. You can continue to breathe into your upper back for a few moments just to help ease this part of your back. Then when you're ready to unfold, unfold from the bottom first. Use your breath to help you unfold upward so that you're unfolding from your lower back and working your way all the way up, and your head and neck will come up last. Use your breathing as you gently and slowly unfold all the way up, and continue to breathe up even after you're sitting up, so that you really get a sense of being able to breathe right up your line all the way up through the top of your head. Your chin will be easy and gentle, parallel to the floor. The very top of your head will be the place on you that's closest to the ceiling. And just allow yourself to breathe up gently and imagine your core Rolf line extending all the way up through the top of your head. Very gently rotate your head to the right, turning it right around your line. Just turning gently the same way you did on the floor. Your shoulders are stable, only your head and neck turns. Turn just as far as you can go, and then take a gentle breath up. Just gently breathing all the way up through the top of your head. Then rotate your head back to the center, and again continue turning toward your left. Gently turning, never pushing beyond what is comfortable. When you're turned as far as is easy to your left, take another breath all the way up, gently breathing right up through your neck. Then again, with a gentle movement, turn your head back to the center so your head is on straight, meaning that your nose is lined up with your midline. Again, take a breath all the way up through the top of your head and have a sense of really extending up. This concludes side 1 of the third structural awareness tape. This is side 2 of the third structural awareness tape. We begin with a meditation experience. Then we review the entire basic awareness sequence, beginning with the feet and working with the major hinges of the body all the way to the top of the head. Lie down on your back on a well-carpeted surface so that you can be comfortable lying down, and just extend your legs and your arms and let everything go. Take a cleansing breath from the soles of your feet all the way through your body and out the top of your head. Really feeling the energy of that imaginary breath cleansing and flowing through the inside space of your legs and all the way up through your pelvis and torso, all the way through the top of your head. Then begin to picture in your mind's eye or in your inner hearing a healing light or a healing sound. Some people will do better imagining a healing light. Other people may do better imagining a healing sound. Go with your own preference, whichever comes through clearer and feels more right to you. Stay with that. I'll talk about a golden light. You can substitute whatever color, whatever sound, whatever image feels more right to you. As we go through this healing meditation through your body, if you feel that there's a place that you need to stay longer, follow your own intuition. Begin by imagining a glowing golden light right in the center of your head. Allow that light to expand and flow through the whole right side of your head. Let that golden light permeate the whole right side of your face with your forehead and eye. Let that golden light flow through the right side of your face and nose and mouth and jaw. Let that golden light fill up the whole right side of your head, your ear, and down into your neck, overflowing into your right shoulder, and continuing to overflow through your shoulder into your upper arm. Allow that golden light to stream through your shoulder and upper arm, through your elbow into your lower arm. Allow the light to permeate your whole shoulder and arm, moving through the elbow into your lower arm, moving through the wrist into your hand. Leave a ball of golden light sitting in the palm of your hand. Allow that light to continue to radiate from the palm of your hand. And return your awareness to the center of your head. Imagine a ball of golden light in the center of your head. Allow that light to begin to radiate and flow down through the right side of your head, filling up that whole side of your face, down through your neck, allowing that light to again permeate the right side of your neck and shoulder. And now allow that light to continue to move on through your torso, so the golden light permeates the whole right side of your rib cage and waist and all the way into your pelvis. Let that golden light stream through the right side of your torso, moving all the way through the rib cage, down into the pelvis, and through the hip into your upper leg. Allow the golden light to fill up the whole inside space of your upper leg and to stream down through your knee into your lower leg. Continue to feel the streaming of the golden light moving through your lower leg, through your ankle, and into your right foot. Leave an imprint or ball of light in the sole of your right foot, and return your awareness again to the center of your head. Begin again with another ball of golden light, filling up the whole left side of your head. Allow that light to stream and circulate through your forehead and eye, coming down the left side of your face, nose, and jaw. Let that golden light stream through the left side of your neck and into your left shoulder. Allow that golden light to permeate your left shoulder and stream through into your upper arm. And allow the light to continue moving through your elbow into your lower arm and through your wrist into your hand. Feel that golden light penetrating your whole shoulder and arm, finally coming into your hand, and leave the image of a ball of light sitting in the palm of your left hand. Return your awareness again to the center of your head and follow the golden ball of energy again down the left side of your head and face, continuing down through your neck. Allow the golden light to stream all the way through the left side of your face and your neck into your shoulder, and now move that golden light through the left side of your torso. Allow the golden light to permeate and fill up the whole inside space of your rib cage, moving down through the waist and into your pelvis. Really feeling the golden light filling up that whole inside space of the left side of your torso. Allow the golden light to stream through your hip joint into your upper leg, permeating the whole inside space of your thigh. Imagine the golden light continuing through your knee into your lower leg, and then through your ankle into your foot. And again, leave the image of a ball of light in the sole of your left foot. And bring your awareness back to the center of your head. And begin again with your image of golden light, and begin to move down the back of your head to your spine. Then allow that golden light to begin to move down the inside of your spine. You're moving down the inside of your spine, right down through your neck into your upper back. Really filling up that whole space right in front of your spine with golden light. Continue through your middle back and even into your lower back at the waistline, so that you have a whole stream of golden light right in front of the spine, moving down into the small of your back and directly in front of the sacrum or the back of the pelvis. Continue with your golden light image all the way down to your tailbone. Then from your tailbone, begin to move up through the center of your body, filling up that whole space of your pelvis with golden light. Radiate golden light throughout the inside space of your pelvis, making sure that the light penetrates throughout all the vital organs, the genitals, every organ that needs light and energy and healing throughout the whole pelvis. Let that golden light radiate the whole inside space of your pelvis, moving up inside your torso, making contact with all the vital organs as you move up. Continue up through the diaphragm into the area of the lungs and the heart, so that the whole inside of your pelvis, your abdomen, and now your rib cage is radiating with golden light. And continue with your golden light moving up into your neck and finally into your mouth. Fill the whole inside space of your mouth and throat with golden light, and then begin to move up through the roof of your mouth, returning again to the center of your head, and radiate golden light from that center in your head. Allow the top of your head right at the skull cap to open up so that your golden light can move up through the top of your head and expand into a fountain of light directly above your head. So there's a sense of your whole body being permeated with golden light, and the flow of that light moving upward through the top of your head like a fountain. I'd like you to gradually move from this lying down position into a sitting up position against the wall, and we'll begin to review the entire structural awareness sequence. You can move and still maintain this kind of deep inner contact with your body, just by moving gently and slowly. Sit with your back to a wall and your legs extended in front of you. Make sure you're sitting on your sitting bones, and take a breath all the way up through the top of your head. Continue to have the feeling of being permeated with golden light. Then bring the center of the back of your heels to the floor so that your toes are pointing straight up. Bring your inner ankle bones toward each other. Then just bring your feet down and your toes down. Then just your toes come up and you create a horizontal line across the base of your toes. Bring your feet up, having them work smoothly together. Maintain the horizontal line across the base of your toes. With your feet and toes up, take a breath all the way up through the top of your head. Maintain that sense of lengthening up while you press the balls of your feet down into the air, keeping your toes up. When your feet are down as far as they go, then just let go of your toes and let go of everything, and take a gentle breath wide as you breathe up. Then gently move away from the wall and again lie down extended on your back on the floor. Just allow the floor to support you and take a cleansing breath through the soles of your feet all the way up through the inside space of your body and through the top of your head. And again allow yourself to experience the feeling of golden light permeating every cell in your body. Then gently bring the center of the back of your heel to the floor so your toes are pointing straight up. Then bring your inner ankle bones toward each other. Bring your feet down and your toes down. Then just bring your toes up, again making sure that there's a straight line across the base of your toes. Then bring your feet up and your waistline back to the floor and lengthen your neck from your waistline. At this point you can stretch your arms up overhead, keeping them close to the floor, reaching with your fingertips and extending with your heels. Make sure you keep your waistline back right in the center of that stretch. Continue to stretch up while you bring the balls of your feet down. Your toes stay up as the balls of your feet go down, then you let go of your toes and let go of everything. And again take a cleansing breath through the soles of your feet all the way up through the top of your head. Then keeping your waistline back, gently bring your arms back to your sides and place your hands on your stomach. Now keep your waistline back to the floor and draw your knees up by dragging your heels. Then again, just take a breath up through the top of your head and allow your arms to go back to the floor at your side and bring your feet and knees together. Let your tail turn under. Lift by bringing your knees forward. Then just let your waistline go back to the floor. Take a breath up through your neck and do an arm reach one side at a time, reaching down gently and sliding your elbow point out and in and out a little bit, repeating with your other arm, so you do one arm at a time. Now make sure your waistline is still back to the floor and lengthen up through your neck using your breath. Then just let go of your sacrum and let go of your tail. Then let one knee float up to your chest at a time. With your elbows bent and on the floor, begin to toss your knees from side to side. Remember to keep your shoulders to the floor so that your legs and pelvis toss from side to side, but your shoulder girdle remains stable. Then just allow your legs to stay to one side. Begin to breathe into the side that's being stretched. Use your breath to increase the feeling of length for that side. Stretch your arm up overhead and continue to use your breath coordinated with your arm stretch to help increase the feeling of length for that side. Then toss your legs to the other side and repeat the same breath. Use your breath into that side of you to help increase the feeling of length. Add your arm stretch overhead so that you get a whole feeling of length along that whole side of you. Then bring your knees back to the center of your chest and place a hand on each knee. Now, with resistance between your knee and your hand, bring your right knee straight toward you and then straight away. There'll be a gentle resistance between your hand and your knee. Then stop, allow that knee to settle in a neutral position, and take a breath. Then repeat the movement of the knee. Then just allow your knee to settle in a neutral position, and repeat this movement with your left knee and hand. With resistance, bring your knee straight toward you, and then straight away. Allow your knee to return to a neutral position and take a breath, breathing wide all the way up. Then repeat the movement. Again, allow your knee to return to a neutral position and take a breath. Then you repeat these movements alternating, so that as one knee comes toward you, the other knee goes away, both of them with resistance. Then just allow your knees to settle in a neutral position and take a breath. Then with both knees together, bring them both straight toward you with resistance and straight away with resistance. As they go away from you with resistance, find that place where you can bring your waistline back to the floor and lengthen all the way up through your neck. Then gently allow one foot to float back to the floor at a time, so that you're returning to the pelvic lift position. Repeat another pelvic lift. Now, keeping your palms to the floor, slide your arms until they're horizontal from your shoulder girdle. Begin to breathe wide and feel the wideness of your breath moving through your shoulder girdle into your upper arm. At the peak of your inhale, float your arms off the floor 3 inches. As you exhale, allow them to float gently back to the carpet. Then turn your hands so that your thumbs are pointing straight up to the ceiling and the knife of your hand is on the floor. Again, allow the peak of your inhalation to begin the movement of lifting up. And then as you exhale, your arms float back down to the floor. Then rotate your hands another quarter turn so that your palms are up facing the ceiling. Again, breathe wide all the way up, and when you reach the peak of your inhale, allow your arms to float off the floor 3 inches, and as you exhale, allow them to float back down. Then turn your hands another quarter turn so that your thumbs are actually pointing straight down to the floor and the knife of your hand is up toward the ceiling. Again, repeat the same movement. Then gently move your hands through these 4 positions from thumbs down to palms up to palms down. And then again slide your arms back down to your sides and repeat another pelvic lift. Take a breath all the way up through the top of your head, really feeling your core Rolf line. Then gently rotate your head to the right, turning it right around your line, only as far as it will go gently. Then bring your chin in and look down at your right shoulder to stretch your neck. Then let go of that and turn your head a little bit. Take a breath into your left shoulder, really filling that shoulder up with air and breathing that shoulder wide. Reach down with the fingertips of your left hand and then slide your elbow point out and in and out. And again, take another breath into your left shoulder. Then turn your head back to the center and continue turning your head to your left. Turn your head only as far as it will go easily, and then gently bring your chin in and look down at that shoulder. Let go of that and turn your head a little bit more. Take a breath into your right shoulder, really filling up that whole right side of you with air, breathing your shoulder wide. Gently reach down with your right hand and slide your elbow point out and in and out. Breathe again into your right shoulder. And then gently turn your head back to the center so that your nose is lined up with your midline. Then again, let your tail turn under and lift by bringing your knees forward. Bring your waistline right back to the floor and lengthen your neck. Do an arm reach with each arm separately. Again, take a breath up through your neck, then just let your sacrum go and let go of your tail. And take another wide breath all the way up through the top of your head. Again, having a sense of a fountain of light that flows through the very top of your head. Then gently roll over to come up to a sitting position and sit with your knees in front of you and your feet flat on the floor. Take a breath all the way up through the top of your head. Just allow your head to go forward and allow your forehead to float toward your knees. Your back will curve and your head will hang in the direction of your knees. Breathe into the space at your back right between your shoulder blades. Then when you're ready to come up, unfold from the bottom, working your way up. Use your breathing to help you unfold. Take a breath all the way up through the top of your head. Allow your chin to be easy and parallel to the floor, and breathe all the way up through the top of your head, again experiencing a sense of golden light moving right up your core Rolf line through the top of your head into a fountain. This concludes side 2 of the third structural awareness tape.